1 out of 2.
Okay. Let's see what Cedar Crest is going back in their half-court trap. 1-2-2 trap. And what Central tries to do is penetrate with the guard and then find Rio inside. Okay, now Cedar Crest is back to man-to-man.
Lair handles it out top.
If they get the ball into Ben Rio, they did.
Rio with a little half hook, and it's blocked by R.J. Young.
Yeah. R.J. Young.
He stood tall there.
These guys have played against each other before.
Pass underneath in traffic. R.J. Young gets the possession on the floor and gets the timeout.
Yeah, nice play. Yep. Dove on the floor for the loose ball drill, and he got it.
Heads up play.
We're back.
So we've got a timeout on the floor. It's 25-21. Central York with a 4-point lead here up at Cedar Crest High School in a big matchup between York County Power and last year's LL champion.
Yeah, and the team at Cedar Crest is planning to go back in the league playoffs and defend their title.
And I'll tell you, if they play like this, they can beat anybody.
They've definitely stepped up tonight so far. Now there's a long way to go.
Absolutely.
But they have stepped up to the challenge tonight. Down by 4, they're competing real hard.
A lot of credit to Tommy Smith getting them ready for this one. And, of course, on the flip side is Jeff Hoke and Central York Panthers. They're going to get everybody's best shot. And they're taking on all comers.
All comers, getting everybody's best shot. We have a Tuesday night, and we have a nice crowd here to see a non-league game.
Absolutely.
This game means a lot to both teams.
Well, it means a lot to all the 6A teams in District 3.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
I mean, when you consider, the cascading effect of what's going to happen on who wins or loses.
Yep.
I mean, whoever wins this game is likely going to cost another team a playoff spot.
Yeah, with the power ratings the way they work.
Exactly.
Oh, a great out-of-bounds
beautiful pass.
play.
Groff to Speaks.
And Coach Smith drew that one up. Actually, Ross Young drew that one up. I was watching him draw it up that time.
Jumper.
Sorry, Coach Smith, but I have to give credit to Ross Young.
R.J. Young is really playing well.
And
outlet to Speaks, and there's a whistle on a foul.
R.J. Young and a Wes Unsell outlet pass, huh?
Absolutely.
People don't know who Wes Unsell was, do they?
Yes, they do. I mean, Mr. Baltimore Bullet himself.
Wow, that was
we're going back to the late 60s, early 70s.
That was how he threw the outlet pass.
Absolutely, and Danny Speaks is at the line.
Yeah.
He could get them back in it. Oh, he missed the first. That's the second one he's missed. Sometimes Central York gets a little bit of a breathing room. Cedar Crest has an answer.
That's their DNA, right? That's what they do.
Speaks rolls the second one in. We got a 1-point ball game.
Well, I'm just glad I can hear you guys now. Thanks for hanging with us, gang. Appreciate it. Sorry about the difficulties in the first quarter, but hey, we got 3 good quarters on the way, I can tell you that.
But
Liddell right down the boulevard for the bucket.
Yeah, and he just didn't go by one guy there, right? Did you see that?
He went by a couple.
He split the seam.
Isaac
totally
Wolf
under
to
control.
Custer. Front of the iron. Good rebound by Cedar Crest.
It's amazing. Cedar Crest has gotten their share of offensive rebounds.
Speaks front of the iron, no good.
Not that time, though.
Breaking.
Nice pass.
Skip pass, outlet, bang, score it. That's Lair. Doug Lair.
Yeah, and he's a sophomore, and he's a very, very good player. You don't hear a lot about him scoring the ball, but he can. But nice pass. Not sure who made that pass from inside out, but it was that Woodard that made the inside out pass?
I think
on
you're
that
right.
One? Yeah, on the fast break. Very unselfish play.
Speaks working on the towel. Back to Isaac Wolf. Down the lane, dribble drive, forced it up. R.J. Young with an answer. Yes! R.J. Young has really come to play. He knows he's going to have his hands full.
He's having a great game.
Well, that's the matchup problem that Cedar Crest has got to capitalize on.
Yep.
Oh, there's a charge.
Yep.
Ben Rill.
Yep.
Good job by R.J. Young taking the charge.
All right, let's take a look at the replay on that one here too, Warren. Watch. He gets the ball. Good legal guarding position there by Young.
Yep, well, you know, Real's a left-hander, and like I said, these guys have played against each other before. So nice job by R.J. Young to anticipate the left-hand drive.
30-26. Speaks has done a lot of the ball handling, and there he goes down the lane.
Yeah.
Beautiful scoop shot. Danny Speaks.
Yeah.
And I don't know where the Central York defense was there, but Coach Hoke and company are not happy about that one.
Well, I think that the nice job by Tommy Smith to let Speaks handle the ball. He's their fastest guy, and he had space, and everybody was sort of hugging their man that time, and he was able to use. He actually didn't use the screen. He went opposite the screen. He refused the screen and saw the gap in the defense.
We had mentioned that Central York had a ball game last night against Northeastern, and they also played on Saturday against Coatesville.
And I believe they played Friday.
Wow. They are 17-1 overall, 10-0 in the league. And they're getting a test here, at least early.
Well, Cedar Crest has brought their A game tonight.
They did. They absolutely did. This is the best I've seen Cedar Crest
and you know,
all year.
Give them credit.
And let's give Nook Basketball some credit. They sponsor our Player of the Game Award, the Nook Basketball Player of the Game Award. I tell you what, it's I don't know, a standard by everybody here in the LL to go by. Nook Basketball, thank you very much.
30-28. Cedar Crest trailing by 2.
And these last 3 minutes and 36 seconds are huge for Cedar Crest
to stay in this
game, because Central York has the ability for a 10-0 run. That's what they're known for, these quick runs. But right now, now Cedar Crest is showing them a 2-3 zone now. So this is a little different look. And R.J. Young is out of the game right now, getting a little breather. I don't think he'll stay out too long.
That's Rill, the big 6'8" man outside. Jump shot deep in the corner.
Yeah.
Brian Pickney with the answer.
Yeah. And boys,
they shoot the ball well.
They shoot the ball well, but they find good shots. Again,
very unselfish.
That was an inside-out pass, and a shooter likes it when it comes from the inside. Ben Nattel with the assist. 5
points, and Speaks is stripped. Breakaway. Pickney spins, misses, rebound, Nattel.
Yep.
Score it.
And this is what we're talking about.
This is a danger zone, like you mentioned.
This is what we're talking about right
7
there.
7 points.
At 3:36, you can't let them get on a run if you're Cedar Crest.
Just moments ago, it was a 2-point game. Isaac Wolf kicks it out. Speaks.
They got to make complete passes.
Custer on Brown. There's a player control foul on Custer.
My, oh my.
Great positioning by Ryan Brown, who cut the baseline off. And they got R.J. Young. We're coming right back in. I mean, their offense was completely different without him in there. Do you agree?
They need R.J. in there, but he also needed a blow. And it was a 2-point game. It's now a 7-point game.
Yeah.
That quick. You called it, Coach.
Well, the pressure from Central York is relentless. And then when you have Ben Reel back there, a 6'8" guy, he can block a shot. So there's a lot of things to contend with if you're Cedar Crest. But I've been impressed with them so far.
They go inside to Rill, working on Young. Nice job by Young to keep him out of the paint.
Yeah, and that time Rill went into the inside, and Young was ready for that move too. So great job by Young.
Speaks, dribble drive, gets it out to Rieger.
Oh, good defense there by Central York.
Absolutely.
Nice pass by Young and a finish by Torado.
A dime by the big guy, huh? Backdoor dime by the big guy.
R.J. Young with a nice little bounce pass.
He's saying, Coach, when I have the ball in my hands, I am the point guard.
Rill from distance. Yes, nothing but net.
So check that out.
That just
Real
is incredible.
had some trouble with R.J. Young in the paint. He says, okay, I'll step out of the three-point line, and he knocks down a three.
Real averaging 20 a ball game, and he looked like a natural shooter out there.
He can shoot that ball out there.
Well, that just makes it so much more difficult for Cedar Crest if Young's got to get out there. I mean, actually, it makes sense for them to trade off. Anybody on Rill beyond, the free throw line should be somebody else.
Yeah, keep Young inside, but you have to make a switch on that one. Ben Rill can shoot the ball. His freshman year, he was at Westtown, and he had to guard Derek Lively every day in practice.
Jeez.
So to get a shot sometimes, he had to go out to the three-point line. So there you go.
Speaks gets that one to roll in.
And Coach Smith's hoping for a 2-on-2 trip to the foul line.
When you're playing a team like Central York, you got to get every point you can. You can't give them away at the line. We're talking about two-time York County champion and last year's state champion of the 6A school.
Incredible run by Coach Hoke and the Panthers last year.
Lair with it out front. Jump shot is short and out of bounds, but Central York is going to retain possession.
The ball was blocked. I don't know who it hit off on the baseline.
Yeah, they were waiting for the rebound, and it actually the shot hit him in the back.
It was a tip ball. It was blocked.
Ryan Brown will trigger it in. Oh, they caught them sleeping. And they tell
that's a little eye contact between Ben Nattel and Ryan Brown just threaded the needle right for a perfect pass.
Boy, you can't give that one away. Speaks.
That was just execution on Central York's part.
Speaks is double teamed. He's in a lot of trouble.
Triple team now.
He drew the foul. And Speaks is going to get two more at the line because Central York is over the limit.
So just under a minute. These are two big free throws.
We're saying Tommy Smith is hoping that we can go for two on these trips.
Speaks a 76% foul shooter. And he's missed three that I know of.
Yeah.
3 points that he could have had.
He was 1 for 2, 1 for 2, 1 for 2, and I think the last trip he was 2 for 2.
Right, he made it 2 the last time.
See if he can go 1. Now Tommy says, let's get 1 for 2.
We need it.
Yeah. Again, 53 seconds, huge here to keep Cedar Crest in the game at halftime. There you go.
40-33.
All right, they're going to come out. They're playing man-to-man now. Ryan Brown will bring the ball up.
Brown on Torado.
See, now
you
notice Real is out on the perimeter a little bit more, and that enables Pinckney to get down. Then Real can find a basket.
Oh, big finish by Ben Real as Pinckney missed the layup, but Real was there to pick up the loose change and draw the foul.
Yep. Good penetration. When a guard or somebody penetrates, Real was like on the perimeter, and he sensed that. He went right to the basket to get a rebound.
And all of a sudden, Real can give Central York a 10-point lead.
Well,
how prophetic there, Warren.
Well, did you feel it? I mean,
like you said, Ryan, R.J. Young took about a 1-minute breather, and Central York just
went
pounced.
From 2 to 7.
Real finishes the 3-point play. It's a 10-point game. Big possession here for Cedar Crest to get it back to single figures.
Alex Dotson reports in for Central York.
Central York sits down a couple of their starters here for this last possession or final 35 seconds.
Good move by Coach Hoke. He doesn't want anybody to get an unnecessary foul. He'll put his man-to-man pressing team in there.
Yeah, into the ball game for Central York. That's Dotson. Speaks is going to go right down the lane and finish. He took advantage of the second team player out
big
there.
Bucket. And he didn't have Ben Real in there to worry about getting a shot block.
8-point game.
Open offense. See what Central does for the last shot.
That's Pinckney. Pinckney on Young. Off glass, a little strong, and the follow and a foul. The ball doesn't go, but Pinckney's going to go to the line for 2.
Boy, once he got penetration in there, Warren, I tell you what, just all bets are off.
Well, he's a guy you didn't hear much about last year, but he's really developed this year. Okay.
A lot of balance out there, a lot of weapons that Central York has.
He's really developed his game, and he can put it on the floor. He can shoot the shot. He can go rebound.
14 points a game he averages, 73% from the line.
And he has that scorer's mentality, doesn't he?
Certainly does. Central York has 4 players. Oh, that is a killer right there.
Yeah, that's
a dagger. Wow. Missed the foul shot,
Yep.
got his own rebound. You just can't do that.
No, you can't do that, especially when there was no Central Panthers on the lane.
Yeah,
other than him.
He got his own rebound.
Well, nobody said I got the shooter, so that's a mistake that you're going to talk about for 5 seconds in the locker room. It should never happen again.
Yep, a really fundamental breakdown there as all of a sudden Central York runs into the locker room up 11.
Let's bring it in the booth, guys.
All right.
Well, thanks for joining us here on LLhoops. This inter-squad or inter-league game here between Central York and Cedar Crest. Sorry about that first quarter, sound issue there, but we're back in business. But I'll tell you what, the team that looks like it's back in business is Central York. Really took advantage there at the end, Warren, and now an 11-point advantage at halftime.
Well, we talked about it at, 3:36.
It was a little over 3 minutes left. It was a 2-point game.
2-point game, and, we talked about how Central York can get those spurts, and they get it because of their defense and their unselfish play on offense. And the little inbounds play, they scored on the inbounds play with Ryan Brown, the Nettel. They scored on a missed foul shot, the missed foul shot. They scored many different ways. And all of a sudden, it's an 11-point lead.
And they started that run when R.J. Young was on the bench for Cedar Crest. And like you said, Cedar Crest kind of looked lost offensively when they didn't have Young out there to work through.
Different dynamic out there for them, and also defensively. But Cedar Crest, there's some very positives for Cedar Crest tonight so far.
Well, this game is by no means over.
No.
Come out, with some good offensive flow, and they came into this game with confidence, and they're going to come back out at halftime with some confidence as well.
Cedar Crest does not roll over. Believe me, they will come out and fight. And
those first couple minutes will probably be pretty important because they're already down by 11 points, and it's a shame because they were closer than that, and a couple opportunities that York took advantage of.
But that's what Central York can do. They can get points in a bundle real fast. They do it.
All right, well, we're going to go away here for a little minute. We'll be back in a little while. 46-35, Central York over Cedar Crest. Stick with us, gang.
We're at halftime where the Central York Panthers are leading the Cedar Crest Falcons by a score of 46-35 and a well-played first half of basketball. Central York just seems to have so many weapons. They have 4 guys that average in double figures. And as you mentioned, Coach, they're very explosive. They're very tenacious on defense. They've caused a lot of turnovers and breakaway buckets. Cedar Crest was within 2 at 30-28 with about 3.5 minutes to go. And then in the final 3 minutes or so, Central York outscores Cedar Crest 16-7 to lead by 11 at this point.
I thought Cedar Crest played really well.
I did.
I mean, I thought they played, like I said, they brought their A game. It's just that Central York has just played so well together, and they just waited for like a little spurt, and bingo, they're up 11 actually.
And, of course, the competition they played all year, this is nothing new for them. They're taking on all comers with victories over Coatesville and Imhotep Charter and Parkland, Reading, Hazleton, Newman Goretti. I mean, it's just a plethora of good high school basketball teams.
And they beat some good York County teams, like Redline's good.
York twice.
York High's good. You know, they beat some good York County teams. So, and speaking about York County, how about a shout out to Sports Shooting Stars?
Hey, our buddy Todd Miller.
Yeah.
Hey, Todd, forgive the first quarter there, but appreciate that. And, God, we've got a bunch of people all over the place. John, you've got some relatives where?
Well, I have a cousin who's on a cruise ship, I believe, and a little bit south of Rio de Janeiro, and he said he would tune in, and his brother's up in Massachusetts.
And shout out to Dew and Marcel as the Sports Shooting Stars.
Yeah, absolutely.
These guys do all the big games in York County.
Yeah. No, I know Todd and the guys.
Yeah.
We run into each other most of the time up at Penn State. So
awesome.
Well, we're about ready to start the third quarter, and I think these first couple minutes are important for Cedar Crest.
Absolutely, and they're starting out in man-to-man. Let's see what Central York does out of the halftime.
Baseline jumper no good, but a foul won't go either, and a big rebound for Cedar Crest as they avoid giving up buckets on that first possession. R.J. Young gets it up quickly. Isaac Wolf tries a lane and just cannot finish.
I think he lost the handle as he went up for the shot.
He might have been shocked how open he was.
Yep.
And Rill answers at the other end for the Panthers.
That's a killer 4-point swing there.
And, you know, lots of times in basketball, miss a layup, you're giving up one at the other end. It happens all the time. And Ben Rill, the big guy, he runs the floor for a layup.
I think Wolf was so surprised he was that open.
I think he actually lost
the handle?
Yeah.
Speaks has the ball. Now that's Isaac Wolf. Down 13. You almost need a score here. They go low to R.J. Young, and he's fouled.
Good job by R.J. Young working in there. I'm not sure who they called the foul.
I think it was Rill.
Yeah. No, they called it on Ben Natal.
Oh, Natal.
Yeah.
So R.J. at the line.
So is that Natal's third?
Yeah.
That's big, and R.J. Young with a big foul shot there as he struggles at the line. Normally he's shooting 62%. Could use a couple here.
Yeah, if that is Ben Natal's third, he's a very experienced player, and he'll figure out how to avoid number 4 and number 5.
Good job by Young to sink a couple of charity shots. That's Rill penetration. Rill's going to go. He doesn't finish, but a rebound is also missed by Natal.
Interesting play that time by Central York. They had the guard Natal set a ball screen for Rill, the big guy. Usually it's the other way around, but they missed the shot.
Speaks all down the lane by himself in traffic.
That's hard to stop, huh?
Down to 9.
Gone
Speaks has had a nice ball game. And now we're going to whistle and foul at the other end. They're going to score it. Ryan Brown answers.
An N1 by Ryan Brown. Little change of direction, change of pace, and a strong finish.
Speaks is going to be a tired individual here tonight. I mean, he's been handling the basketball a lot. driving, shooting, scoring.
Well, he's the one
and
guy.
He's got the pressure out front
with the ball that he can go by you off the dribble against pressure. So that's a weapon for Cedar Crest.
3-point play is finished by Ryan Brown. Nice answer by the Panthers. Now there's pressure.
Yeah, big 3-point play by Ryan Brown.
12-point lead. Wolf with the basketball.
If they get a trap off this ball screen.
There's your trap. Nice pass out of the trap.
Yep, there's your recover by Ryan Brown. Nice rotation down. See, nice trap. Good rotation down by the off guard.
Just got to keep their head up a little bit there.
Yep. If you're going to ball screen against Central York, you're probably going to get in the trap.
Dylan Groff, the trigger man, looking for an opening. He's going to get a 5-second count soon. Warnavage picks it up in the backcourt, and he's bumped
good
by Pinckney.
Yep, good call.
And that may be one of the few things that Central York is getting themselves in a little bit of foul trouble. That's just a second on Pinckney.
Okay, so Speaks is going to start the offense. Little back screen, see if they get a ball screen, see if there's there's your trap coming. See how they're trailing for the trap? Nice job getting it out of the trap.
Groff penetrates and he's stripped
by Doug Lair.
Nice lay by Lair, and Lair's going to go down. Charge on Lair.
Oh.
I'm not so sure about that.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at it on the replay. Got a full head of steam.
Well,
Speaks. I don't know. Oh, that's a tough call.
Yeah, and, Coach Hoke doesn't like it, but he's a York County team up here in Lebanon, right?
That's
right.
All
I'm going to say, right?
He ain't going to get any homer calls here.
That's all I'm going to say.
And that's not something that I checked on before the game. I apologize, but that's something that I always like to find out is whether it's, the LL officials or whether it's a mixed crew.
No, these are LL officials.
Okay.
Yeah.
12-point lead. So a break for the Falcons. We'll see if they can capitalize. Speaks working against Lair.
And that is a great matchup. That is some serious quickness out there.
Young down the lane to Warnavage, and there's another kind of a touch foul.
Yeah.
He barely even grabbed him, but they're going to call another foul, and that's the third team foul on Central York, and there's 5:28 left in the quarter. That's the third on Pinckney. Young, nice move inside. R.J. Young
did a nice job.
10-point game. Nice block by Young. I really think Speaks and Young have really come to play. They've stepped up their game.
And the other guys from Cedar Crest
playing hard.
Are playing hard and doing their thing.
I don't think he really saw R.J. Young when he went around the defender.
No, he didn't. But R.J. Young has done that. We saw him do that a lot last year.
The towel, bang! I'll tell you what, he is so smooth.
He's so smooth, but what he does, he goes to the hole, and then all of a sudden he's going to pull up mid-range, and he can hit the three, too. So
I believe that's 17.
He's just so smooth.
For Natal, he averages 19. Wolf in trouble, lobs it to Young. Nice pounce, but making it a steal real quick.
Nice pass there.
Central York.
Nice pass there by Ryan
Brown.
Oh,
nice skip. Yes.
So
little touch pass.
You had the Gretzky pass by Natal to Ryan Brown. Ryan Brown for the layup, for the assist.
They're just so quick, so unselfish.
They're very unselfish.
And they run the floor so well.
And that's something that just doesn't happen, Warren. I mean, it's taken, 3-4 years of these guys playing their way up to this particular level, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But, I remember being at the Hempfield tournament and seeing Ben Natel as a freshman and seeing Ryan Brown as a freshman and seeing Ben Reel as a sophomore.
I saw him down at the Moscow for a couple years.
And then see the development of these guys. Doug Lair is a freshman.
14-point lead, about the biggest lead that Central York has had here tonight.
And they've had some really good players that have gone elsewhere, and all they've done is reload it.
Yeah. Well,
You mentioned another would-be starter who's up playing football with Connecticut.
And Brooklyn Nace played a lot of basketball last year, started a lot of games.
Absolutely.
For them. But this is a very good team.
Jump shot by Natal. That one spins out. Rebound and a nice move inside is Woodard finishes in traffic.
He challenged the big guy that time. Good timeout by Tommy Smith.
Down by 16. It's starting to get away from Cedar Crest a little bit.
Well, we want to thank some of our sponsors here. Let's thank the Stark Law Group, workers' comp and employment law specialists located here in Lancaster. Stark Law, 717-844-6350. And let's not forget Stephen A. Grosh, experienced with DUI, divorce, and business matters. Call Stephen at 717-435-8830. Back to you, John.
Well, it's a 16-point lead. I believe it's their biggest lead of the evening. And Cedar Crest has kind of got to stop the momentum here if they can and get some buckets. Big timeout called there to try to stem the tide.
We talked about Central York playing all these games, right? Coach Hope says, I think I'm more tired than my players are. They're ready to play tonight. Now they're in a full court press. It's more of a zone press this time.
Wolf up to Young. Nice catch by Young. Young spins, lays it up and in. R.J. Young is showing me something here tonight.
A little Euro step there, huh?
Euro step and, with the spin move, too. Wow.
Yeah. Well, now see, in York County, I think the refs let them play a little bit more.
Okay. There was a few touch fouls here tonight.
Just looking at the reaction of Coach Hoke, I'm just saying that. And I'm not saying that's good or bad. I'm just saying they let them play a little bit more.
And that's the important part of what the coach has got to do to try and get in the official's head there on the sideline.
Well, just call the game the way it should be called. That's all.
Young's had a nice ball game for Cedar Crest. He's got 15. Right now, the Panthers with a 14-point lead. Look at that drive down the lane again by Natal. He is just so quick.
Well, it's the first step. I mean, he's so smooth that you don't realize how quick he is until he's by you.
And he's doing that on Speaks. I mean, he did that on Speaks. So
Natal will get a pair. Foul was on Speaks. That's his third. And Natal with another foul shot coming. And he'll have one more, and if he hits that, which he does, he's got his average already at 19.
Yep. Here's the 2-1-2, three-quarter court press. We'll see if Cedar Crest can get someone down at the basket for a layup, all right?
Rieger is fouled in the backcourt, and that definitely was a foul, a hold on Woodard.
Yep.
So Central York, with 3:31 left in the quarter, they're over the limit. So these will be all two-shot fouls as Rieger will go to the line for the Falcons.
Well, now this is a chance for Cedar Crest. These are going to be foul shots they need in the playoffs. They're going to need these in the playoffs. So
absolutely, and they're shooting on a dead clock here.
Climb back into the game.
We got some substitutions. Coming back in is Brown and Pinckney. And Rill and Lair will check out. Rieger has another one coming.
It's good to see Jackson Custer back in the lineup a little bit tonight.
They will need him come playoff time. He's missed a number of games with a leg injury.
And he had a big role last year in their championship season.
Press is broken. There goes Natal. He kicks it back out. Pinckney, yes.
Jesus. How smooth. What a beautiful pump fake there to get the defender by.
He just keeps getting better and better. But Ben Natel found him in the corner, didn't he?
Just so many weapons, and they all can shoot. Toronto, nice drive at the other end, and he finishes 62. And now we got out of bounds. It'll be Cedar Crest ball.
Well, the Falcons have to take advantage of these miscues.
Yep. Then that was an aggressive turnover that time by Central York on a quick pitch, trying to get the ball up the court.
That's Toronto with it out front. Groff penetrating, looks inside, knocked out of bounds. It'll be Falcon ball.
Yep, he tried to get it to Custer that time, but good deflection. Now, they've scored on a screen-to-screener play where when Central York switches, the guy who sets the screen slips to the basket. See if they got something working on this out-of-bounds play.
Groff will trigger it.
There's your back screen.
There
he is, right there. He missed him. Zero was open.
He hit the basket.
Custer was open.
And here's the break at the other end. Broken up by Toronto as Natal had leaked out.
You see how Custer was open on that out-of-bounds play. They didn't find him, though. Now, if that had been R.J. Young, they probably would have seen him. He's so big.
And R.J. Young is getting a breather on the bench. And now we got another player control foul.
Must have pushed him in the back. Well,
it was Ben Natel with a little YMCA adult league move.
Exactly.
That's what you do when you're. And it was they called the foul on him. Tough call for Ben Natel.
Coach Hoke there, a little beside himself, but hey, doesn't fault the effort.
Isaac Wolf trying to probe an opening. Lets it off for RJ in the paint. Spin move off the glass, and he can't get it to go.
Well, he's just got to make those.
Yeah, he's got to. That one he should have. I would like to see him finish with his left hand.
And there's a charge on Pickney.
And that's a good call.
And that was a good call.
Yeah, nice move by R.J. Young. I'd like to see him use his left hand on that. I don't think he used his left hand that time, did he?
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, that was a clear charge there. Literally, he just bowled the defender right over.
It'll be Cedar Crest ball. They're down by 15. They trailed by 11 at the half. They trailed by 3 at the end of the first quarter. The closest that Cedar Crest has been was 30-28 with 3 minutes left in the first half. Young back in there, goes to Wolf. Now Speaks on Lair.
There's your double team off the ball screen again.
Groff driving baseline, kicks. Toronto, short.
Yep.
Pickney with the loose change and on the run. Ryan Brown's going to get a couple at the line.
So fast from defense to offense.
Just transition, outlet pass. Ryan Brown's running the lane. He went in there to attempt to finish with his left. He got fouled. Good foul shooter. I think he's shooting about 80-some%, right? 87?
82. I got him at 82.
Okay.
If you're in the 80s, that's not too shabby.
For high school, that's outstanding.
Yep.
For college, that's outstanding.
And most of the Central York Panthers shoot the ball above 70%.
Yeah, and that's what they shoot as a team, better than 70%.
And that's a winning formula in close games.
Yep. Score 2 from the line for Ryan Brown. Central York averages 79 a ball game, and they're on schedule for that. Shot is missed. Nice rebound, R.J. Young. Double teamed down low. Tough shot in the paint. Won't go. Speaks with a nice hustle play. Speaks to Wolf and a goal.
That's just effort right there.
A great hustle play by Danny Speaks and Wolf with a finish.
And how about R.J. Young on the hustle play, too?
Absolutely.
Good, strong move. But that's the kind of effort that,
they've got to bottle it for the playoffs.
Tommy Smith saying, hey, listen, let's keep this going. because these last 9 minutes, 13 seconds are going to be real important for Cedar Crest to play well. Okay.
Wolf with a 3-point play. Cuts it to 14. Yep.
I mean, who knows? These teams are both being districts.
They could meet. Who knows?
They could meet again.
Yep. Into the front court. That's Lair. Brown looks low to Rill. Rill with a spin move on Ryan Young, and he finishes it.
Little scooper with the left hand, huh?
Nice looking move in the lane.
He showed him a new move.
Toronto loses the handle, a double team, and a steal. Baseline left, Brown, bang!
Jesus.
Yeah, they're just so
incredible. Out to 19 now. Just that fast.
But Alex Dotson got the ball at midcourt. He knew Ryan Brown was in the corner, and he knew his job was to get the ball to Ryan Brown, who makes the shot.
Final possession probably of the quarter. And up, Speaks is going to go early. Young with a finish. And everyone was just kind of stopped there.
Did they call a foul, or?
They're giving Ryan Young the bucket and the foul.
Wow.
It just seemed like everyone kind of froze there for a minute.
They called the foul on.
They obviously heard the whistle. Nobody else did, but
they got a foul on Ryan Jackson, I believe. That's whose number's up on the board. His second. R.J. Young with a 3-point play.
How about the game R.J. Young's having? No,
what's that?
He's playing very well.
He is. I know we had him earlier in the year, and he had a nice ball game. But I'll tell you what, the competition he's facing tonight.
No, he's taking this as a challenge.
This is the next level for R.J. Young.
And if he can stay up at this level, Cedar Crest is going to have a lot of fun in the postseason.
They're down by 16.
Yep.
A little scoop shot.
Just so simple.
Ben Natal.
Just get the ball to Ben Natal in the middle, and it's over.
And there's a steal and a bucket, and that's a backbreaker there. Is that Ben Natal again?
Yeah, Ben Natal. But it was the defense that got that turnover.
So there's a quick 4 points in the final 2 seconds. And all of a sudden, Central York is up by 20.
Wow. All right, well, we want to thank our sponsors here for one final time. The Stark Law Group, appreciate your support of LLhoops basketball. Stephen W. Grosh, attorney at law, been with us for some time there. Let's not forget our good friend Dan Taylor. And we also want to thank Hannah Spiral, State Farm, for your support. We really appreciate it, Hannah. You've been with us supporting Lebanon County basketball and Nook basketball, a big supporter. We will be having our Warren and John will be coming up with our player of the game. The Nook basketball player of the game gets the LLhoops t-shirt. We're going retro tonight. No 25th anniversary. Got our retro version of the LLhoops t-shirt tonight.
Well, a big third quarter for Central York. 27 points as they outscored Cedar Crest 27-18.
And don't look now, but their 4 starters that average double figures all have double figures.
Some things never change.
They're just 4 outstanding players that play together.
Speaks a nice crossover, stops and pops, and he hits it from 10 feet.
And, Speaks is having a great game, too.
Yep.
He really is.
If they get the effort out of Speaks and Young they are tonight, they're going to be a tough out in the playoffs.
Yep. And they got work to do with Township and Penn Manor coming here.
Rill underneath, and he finishes it.
That just seemed to be getting those guys open under the basket all night.
Well, the execution, basketball IQ, the pick and roll game that time, and again, guys willing to throw the ball to the open guy for Central York. I'm sure their rule is the more you give it up, the more you get it back. Because they do a nice job of finding the open man.
Real working on Young. Real's going to take it top of the circle. Look at that, 6'8", and nothing to it.
That's just deadly.
He just scored on a pick and roll, and now this time he stepped out. His guard, Doug Lair, penetrated, kicked it out. Bingo. He's like a two-guard there.
And he's got, R.J. Young with him all the way to the top of the key there, which is where Central York wants him.
There's the double team and the turnover.
Yep.
Central York again.
If you're going to
very opportunistic.
Ball screen against Central York, you're going to get a double team every time.
Out front, I'll tell you what, the pressure that Speaks and company have been under.
Well, we talk about teams playing together on offense. This team really plays together well on defense.
Rebound, Wolf. Shot by Brown was a little bit short. Wolf to Speaks, 10-footer, a little strong.
Nice.
Rebound, RJ off the glass.
RJ
and
Young.
in.
Yeah, great job by RJ Young. Speaks did a good job to get the ball up in the glass. And, Cedar Crest, again, like I said, has done a nice job tonight. They've competed hard.
They certainly have. That's the 20th point for RJ Young.
They're playing against the defending state champs. They have a lot of pieces back from that team.
Real again. This one's front of the iron. Speaks in a hurry. Kicks it out to Wolf. In and out. Warnavage can't finish it. Natal with the ball. No look pass. Natal down the lane. He scored it, and he was fouled. What a play by Ben Natal.
Wow.
The kid is just so smooth. Has a knack for scoring all over the place.
And it was all set up just as he said, John, by that no-look pass. I mean, that was just a thing of beauty.
Natal at the line. He's got 25 now.
Yeah. Do you get the idea that Central York guys, they like to play the game with each other?
They certainly do. They're just so fluent.
Yeah. And this was a test for them because Cedar Crest came out really well in the first half.
They certainly did. I go back to, like you said, the 3-minute mark of the second quarter was a 2-point game.
Yep.
And Central York has really turned it on and turned it up here in the second half. As they now lead by 81-57, 24-point margin.
They still got the pressure on. This is a little bit more of a token man-to-man press right now with the big lead. They're still going to apply their principles.
Toronto traveled. Well, they're going to call foul. It was either a foul or a travel. That's just the first foul, I believe, this quarter on Central York.
Yep.
Wolf looking for help, and Toronto has it. Toronto penetrates baseline. They swing it out, and the ball is stolen away by Ben Natal. And Toronto hustles back with the steal himself.
And here comes a double team.
R.J. Young, nice bounce pass. And a finish that was a nice play. Dylan Groff finishes it.
Beautiful sequence by Cedar Crest. And those,
nice passes.
Those are the things that you keep in your system ready for the playoffs.
Look at that crossover. I mean,
Natal with
incredible.
As you said, beautiful crossover.
Yeah, it's
2 steps and he was down the lane and in.
And a little change of direction there too. Finished it with his left. Well, again, he was an All-State player last year. He's going to be an All-State player this year, right?
R.J. Long, that's not his shot. Long-range jumper. Here they go again. Pickney's going to draw the foul on the nice pass from Natal. Byron Pickney will go to the line.
Yeah, it's again, they seem to just have Cedar Crest on their heels on the defense. And, it doesn't seem like a fast break, but they sure keep beating Cedar Crest down the court.
Well, every one of those 5 guys out there can fly. I mean, they are all fast. So one time it's number 12. Next time it's Ryan Brown. The next time it's Ben Reel. I mean, you don't know who's going to take off.
Right.
But when they take off, they get down there in a hurry, and the ball does too.
Well, Cedar Crest just has to take the positives out of this game and
regroup. There definitely is some.
Absolutely. And get back into league action at the end of the week.
1-3-1 trap now by Central York.
Jump shot a little bit strong by Tirado.
They didn't get the turnover that time, but they got the defensive rebound, got the stop.
Lair from the foul line. Yep. Yes. Doug Lair. I mean,
he gets in the paint. He's so unselfish. That time he got in there and says, I think I have a shot, and he took it.
Nice penetration there. Up and in.
And there's the classic Cedar Crest possession, dribble drive, penetrate, kick it to the shooter.
And a 30-second there by Central York. So, the cream kind of rose to the top here in the second half, guys, with Central York really showing the complete game, Warren. I mean, on both ends of the court.
What's impressive is that they took Cedar Crest's best shot, right?
Yeah.
In the first half, kept their composure, and just said, okay, we've been here before, and let's just play our game. And, they might have had a couple tough foul calls on them. They just kept their composure.
Well, they were just consistent throughout.
Yeah.
They played, they're playing the same right now as they played really in the first quarter.
Right, absolutely.
They were in a little bit of foul trouble early, but like you said, they kept their composure, and they've been through this before.
Yep. They understand the big picture, okay? And they're chomping at the bit probably now for the playoffs, right?
They're ready to
you
go.
Think so?
Playoff ready.
And, Cedar Crest, a lot of positives tonight. And they'll have 2 section games in the LL League that they were going to hope that they can wrap up.
Well, the one thing good.
I don't know if he called it, but there's Grove.
I think he did call
it. The bank is open, baby.
Grove off the window.
But that possession by Central York was the classic pass motion offense, and they got that shot.
Dylan Groff with a layup at the other end for Cedar Crest.
With 16 teams making the tournament here in 6A this year from District 3, I think it's going to be a great tournament.
Absolutely.
The district tournament.
Yeah, the first round, everybody's playing in the first round. I think that's
I love
great.
it.
Yeah,
I love
that's
it.
Great.
Same thing at 5A this year, too.
Yeah, 5A, same thing. You're exactly right.
A little bit of a weave out top.
Yeah, but we're looking at the number 1 seed here in 6A.
And I'm not so sure who's going to be able to knock them off. It would have to take a really off night.
Well, they're going to have every home game until the finals.
Yeah, at the Giants Center.
At the Giants Center, and that's where they won the state title last year, so.
They've been there before.
I mean, they're clearly the favorite, would you say?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, look, I did see, Wilson is going to be awful tough. They're going to be a tough out. I mean, I saw them beat Central Dauphin here, a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to see Cumberland Valley Thursday night against State College. So, that's a team who's really getting their act together as well.
Yeah, there's nobody, especially Coach Jeff Oak, is not underestimating anybody. Believe me. He had a lot of respect for Cedar Crest when I talked to him before the game. He was worried about this game, knowing that Cedar Crest is going to bring tremendous effort.
And, of course, Central York, as we mentioned, defending state champions, back-to-back York County League champions. They've played everybody on the map, and they're getting everyone's best shot.
And that just, the confidence level that's got to give you going into win-or-go-home action has just got to be tremendous.
Absolutely.
Shot short of the mark. Rebound fought for And that's Landis who got the loose ball.
Technically, the district isn't going to be win or go home for them because even if they lost their first game, they're playing. I don't know if they.
No, I think first game
they've got to win.
You got to win the first one.
You got to win the first round. If you lose the first round, you're out.
Yeah.
So it's back to having a lot of pressure on that first round game.
Yeah.
A little bit of a weave action for Central York as we've gone down to a little over a minute. And there's the steal. That's Outman on the layup, and he in. Owen Outman with the bucket.
And you see Cedar Crest continues to play hard.
You know, speaking of big games coming up, next Tuesday we're going to be down at Octorara with Octorara and LS, and that'll be a battle for second place or somebody is not going to get in the playoffs.
Who's our MVP?
We're down to the final 35 seconds. 87-66, a 21-point lead for the Panthers.
And I thought Central York played well tonight. I give Cedar Crest credit.
You've seen them more often than I have, but
they played well.
I certainly thought they did.
Yeah. They showed you the pieces of what they have.
And there's many pieces.
And they play together. Their defense is great.
They got 4 or 5 guys that are just threats. You can't just key on 1 or 2 players, that's for sure. And that'll do it. The final score here from Cedar Crest. Central York 87, Cedar Crest 66. So a 21-point victory for the Panthers. With the win, they go 18-1 overall. I'm not sure who they have left in the league, but they probably have 2 games next week, or maybe one this week and one next.
I'm not sure who they have in the league. I know they play State College somewhere in a non-league game at State College. I think that's this Saturday somewhere, but the York County League actually playoffs start the weekend before the LL playoffs start.
And they have, 8 teams in their playoff also, Coach?
Yes.
So we're trying to get set up here for our player of the game.
All right.
And Ben Natal, I believe, is our player of the game, and he finished with about 27, 28 points. I'm not sure of the total. Coach Jeff Hoke down there said, give me a minute.
He's going to give him the let's get out of here talk.
Well, they got a long bus ride back to Central York. But as I mentioned, next week we have a key game in the LL League in Section 3 with LS and Octorara, I believe, both with 2 losses.
And it's at Octorara.
It's at Octorara.
And I saw that game last year down there with LS down there. Big crowd, loud gym, and it came down to the last possession.
Wow.
So,
and another big game is Thursday night this week. Manheim Central, who was leading Section 3, goes down to LS before LS matches up with Octorara the following week. Right. And those 3 teams are all very good, but only 2 can get in the playoffs.
Yep, only 2 can get in. And in Section 1,
same deal.
I believe Manheim Township comes here Thursday, and they beat Cedar Crest at Township earlier this year. And Penn Manor has a big game at home against McCaskey.
They've got to win that one.
And they lost to McCaskey at McCaskey.
Right. So, and I think the thing for Cedar Crest, they were really up for this game, and they knew they had a huge challenge in front of them. And I thought overall they played rather well. They kind of fell apart a little bit late in the second half, but they gave a great effort here tonight. And the key is they can't have a letdown when they go back into league play in Section 1.
They have to try to keep that level of intensity and togetherness up, okay? And their two players, Speaks and Young, did great, and they have to keep that level up.
And speaking of playoff teams, Section 2 looks like Warwick is the real deal. They're going to factor in. And also the other team we saw earlier in the year, Section 4, Lancaster Mennonite is going to be a tough out.
Yeah, they are. And you know, what Mennonites try to do is, again, like Central York, is they tried to play a good non-league schedule out of conference, and they've done that. Warwick has been on a little bit of a roll now. If you haven't noticed, their 2 losses, I think, were right around before the new year.
Penn Manor beat them in the Christmas tournament.
Yep, and they lost to Palmyra like maybe in December, but they haven't lost since. So
right.
They're on a little bit of a roll now.
And another key non-league interesting clash next week will be Warwick is going to play Manheim Central in a non-league Section 2, Section 3, and there's no love lost between Lidditz and Manheim. It doesn't matter whether it's football or tiddlywinks or basketball.
That non-league game's probably at the wrong time because they could be playing in the league playoffs.
They might meet in the league playoffs. I mean, I'm not sure how that all breaks down, but we were just kind of talking a little LL playoff action, killing some time for Ben Natal to get up here.
Good. How you doing, Ben?
Our player of the game, Ben Natal, and what an outstanding performance he put on. And actually, the whole team played real solid basketball. That was my first look at you guys, and I was very impressed.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, I live in York, so I've seen you guys many, many times. Okay, so I was sort of like saying, wait till you guys see this team. But your game is so smooth. So tell me a little bit, like when you go on these non-league games, what was your focus coming into tonight's game?
Yeah, I mean, coming far, non-league games like this, they're going to be tough. We're not going to get all the calls we want. We're not going to get everything that we would like. But at the end of the day, we work on a lot of things in practice to put us in uncomfortable situations like this. And when we come out here, it's just us executing.
Yeah.
We know what we have to do. The defending state champions, we have a target on our back. So, I mean, any team's going to give us their best shot, so we have to come with it as well.
Isn't that fun, though, right?
Absolutely.
That's absolutely fun, traveling all over the place and knowing that you're getting everybody's best shot.
Quite a schedule, as you mentioned. Your only loss was to Upper St. Clair. You may see them again, or I don't know. Are they, I guess, one of the teams to beat also?
Yeah, I mean, they played really hard when we played against them. Again, it was a similar situation like this, a far game, hostile crowd.
Yeah.
Didn't get all the calls that we wanted. I think in the end we didn't execute to the best of our ability, and that's the reason we lost that game.
Well, that schedule is really preparing you for the tournament that's coming up here, and I guess first things first, you got to win that York County League for the 3rd time in a row.
Absolutely, yeah, that's the goal.
Well, you're a great player, and what I like about your team is how you share the ball.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's something we work on in practice every day. I mean, we have so much depth and so much guys that can go.
Yep.
I mean, we got to use them, right? So, and to make it far in the postseason, playing against the tough teams that we have scheduled, that's what we have to do to win.
And I want to ask you one question. On the one play where Ben Real gets the ball at the top, and you set him a ball screen.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
So it's reversed. Instead of the big guy setting you a screen, you go set him a screen, huh?
I mean, that's the great thing about this team. Everybody can do anything.
That's awesome.
Just a great shooting team, very quick, very unselfish, and you run the floor, just mix and match. It doesn't matter who's out there. You really play a great brand of basketball.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, man. Great job.
Thank you guys for your time.
Congratulations.
And good luck to you, all right?
Thank you so much.
You bet.
We're here with the head coach of the Central York Panthers as Jeff Hoke, winning coach here tonight and back-to-back York County champions. And as we said to Ben, you're taking on all comers here.
Yeah, we are. We're trying to schedule as tough a schedule as we could possibly do. I mean, these kids, they're tough. We have some tough kids, and they want the best competition.
Yeah.
It brings out the best in our guys.
And you're taking everybody's best shot. When no one's going to sleep on Central York.
Absolutely. We're taking the best shot. Cedar Crest, well coached. Tommy's been here a long time.
Yeah.
They're disciplined. They're strong. Took care of the ball, and that's kind of part of the schedule. We want, some athletic, tough, quick teams, some slower, spread you out teams. So got to look at everything.
And they certainly played well in the first half to put some game pressure on you all through that first half into the third quarter, huh?
They did. Yeah. I mean, smart. Yeah, he's a good coach. They tried to isolate their big. We front the big. We weren't helping on the weak side and kick it to the corners. And, they did a great job. They're a good team, and, that's why we scheduled them. We don't want to see them again in districts, hopefully.
There you go. But your team is so unselfish. And how do you bring that on? How do you play to that? Coach that up.
I don't know if that's me. They're just great kids. They're unselfish, good kids. They grew up together. They played together. They don't care who scores the most, who doesn't. They want to win so badly. They're just unselfish, and it's so fun to coach a group like this.
And they play so good together on offense, but they really play well together on defense.
We're getting there. There. That's where we're getting there. We're trying really hard, and there's no I in this team. That's for sure. I saw some good traps, some good rotations out, some talk down there. It was awesome to see that. Thank you. We're getting there. We think we're going to be as far as our defense can take us. We can certainly share and score the ball, but if our defense can really rev it up and start communicating, as you said on T. Awesome. Good bunch of kids, fun to have around.
Well, good luck in the York County playoffs and beyond. Like I said, this is my first look at Central York, and I was extremely impressed with the whole team concept, offense and defense, running the floor, doing all the little things.
Thank you. Great.
All right,
kids.
Coach.
Thanks for
good
having
luck,
us. You
man.
guys do a great job. Really appreciate it.
You do a great job. You do a great job. Enjoy. Have fun.
Will do.
Congratulations to Jeff Hoke, the winning coach of Central York. And Ben Natal, the player of the game, had about 28 or 29. And I'll tell you what, it's going to take a really good team to beat Central York down the road.
They're very good. They're polished. They play great defense. What can you say? That's a good team right there.
Absolutely was. And a great effort by Cedar Crest. They just didn't have enough horses, perhaps, or ran out of gas. But they hung for a good 16 minutes, perhaps.
Absolutely.
So that's going to be it here from Cedar Crest High School, where the Central York Panthers go 18-1 now with an 87-66 victory over the Falcons of Cedar Crest. For John Graham, and I'm John Graham, and for Warren Goodling and Bruce Badgley, good night, everybody.